Hello everybody and welcome to Hibernian. We are going across the border over to Scotland, where I believe Hibs are in some dire need of a rebuild. They currently lie rock bottom of the Scottish Premiership with just the one win coming against St Johnstone out of 12 games, 8 points only. It's pretty bad. They have drawn some games, but they haven't managed to turn them into wins, which would have propelled them up to at least a mid-table, if not higher. But they are really struggling in a season where Aberdeen are doing remarkably well. We are using an updated database which can be found on the sisortitout.com website and also fmscout.com as well. It's the FM24 update with the new transfers and promotions and relegations, etc. So the last title was won back in 1952. They have won 4, but all previous to that, so it's been one hell of a long time. In fact, 72 years, 73 years that they haven't won, but they have won a trophy recently, 2016, where they did win the Scottish Cup, but that was only for the third time and the first time since 1902 as well, so that's a pretty long time as well. And also they did win the Via Cup in 2007, again way back, talking another 18 years. Wow, that's mad. So we're going to take it upon ourselves over the next 5 seasons to get them into Europe, where I think they did reach a quarter-final, semi-final in the Europa League possibly. I might be mistaken, I might have misread it, but they have been in Europe but not got any trophies from there yet, and that is one of our tasks as well, to come home with a European trophy. That's going to be difficult. We're going to try and get them back to challenging near the top and break up the Scottish monotony of Celtic and Rangers, and probably currently Aberdeen now as well. The favoured formation, which is a 4-3-3 with 1 DM. Again, I'm not adverse to using it. I'd rather use 2 DMs and go cam, but we'll see what sort of players we got and see if we can rectify it as well as we go along. Quite a lot of loan obligations as well by looks of things. The outline of the board's vision then for the future. So they want us to sign players under the age of 23. I don't think they have got the money for it, but maybe we have to go all Scottish. We shall see. Work within the budget and grow the club's reputation, which is always a gimme. Maximum 1-year contracts for those over 34. 2 years over 32, so that I'm guessing that's currently, but they want us to sign players under the age of 23. Minimum 2-year contracts for first team players as well. They want us to qualify for the Europa League, reach the latter stages of the cups as well, and be recognised as the best of the rest. So is that 3rd position then, I guess? But we're going to try and go at least one better and finish in 2nd, if not win the whole thing, which would be pretty amazing in 5 seasons. They haven't got much in the way of money, but £7 million in the bank isn't bad at all. And like I say, we are not using the first transfer window, at least anyway, of which they only have £85,000, and the wage budget is 100 grand a week. It's very, very modest. Staffing wise, we do have to do something about that, because apart from having no coaches, they haven't even got a set piece coach either. What on earth is going on? And get some more scouts in, and physio we're not too bad on. We're above average at least anyway. So moving on to the squad, let's have a look at age limits first. So they have got 5 players 30 and above. Unfortunately, a couple of them are some of the better players as well, with Newell and Boyle amongst them. But they're only 31, so we might be able to get a year or 2 out of them yet, with Newell coming under renewal next season, and a couple of others as well. But they are into the 30s, so I'm not looking to use them. But Boyle and Newell, more than likely, and Obita as well, possibly. Quite a lot of experience, but if we can get some money for them, that'd be great. If we have a look at the other way around, we've got some youngsters, a few of them on loan, a few out on loan. So Megwar, he's on loan to us, I believe. He's got some potential. Doesn't look too bad, actually, to be honest. Some good stats there. Nectar, another defender, 21 years old, showing some great potential. I'm guessing he is out on loan currently. Possibly somebody we could definitely use later on. He is 6'3" as well. Nice. Kieran Bowie, he's 21, again showing a lot of potential. Maybe we can use him as a winger. Not relatively quick though, unfortunately. We've got this chap, Mikola. We're going to use his middle name. Striker, 15 finishing. Wow, pace not too bad. Jumping range is pretty good with 6'4" as well. Dylan Lewitt, I think he's ex-Manchester United, is he? Central midfielder, probably one of our better players. 23 years old, which is always going to come in handy. Lewis Miller, 23, showing lots of potential there as well. And we got this guy here as well, Joe Buzik, goalkeeper. Okay. Wow, 3.5 star already, potential to be 4.5, hopefully 5, but he's only 23 as well. If we could land him, then that could be our goalkeeping situation sorted if he's any good. And let's have a look at our better players then. So Cadden, 27 years old, midfielder on the right, defensive winger. Our 23-year-old looks better than that though, to be honest. Got Martin Boyle, we mentioned before. Yuan, 25-year-old, attacking midfielder on the left, or a striker possibly. He's only got 9 finishing though. Expedita, not Esposito. Physicals look amazing. Wow. Unfortunately, he's only 28, but we can definitely get a good couple of seasons out of him. Lewitt we've looked at. Newell as well. He's 31. Again, looks pretty decent in the middle of the park. Trantis, he's actually on loan to us, I think. 21-year-old defender. Josh Campbell. What about high potential players? There's early Bowie. Kieran Bowie. I think we had a look at him already. Again, a lot of potential, but we could potentially use him. Yeah, some of the better ones we have actually looked at. So, I mean, overall, it's not a bad sign. It's just getting him to work in a preferred formation, I think, that suits them all. So, have they got anybody in the reserves and then the youth as well? I mean, it looks like they have. So, if we go by ability at the minute, so we've got Kenner, defensive midfielder, 21 years old. Physicals don't look that bad, actually, to be fair. Good potential, more game time really if we can send him out on loan somewhere. Murray Johnson, goalkeeper, bags of potential. I like the look of him, and he needs some game time. 19 years old, 6'2". Jumping reach isn't too bad. Aerial reach needs work on. Handling, yeah, definitely. Even though with a high potential, he is out on loan currently by looks of things as well. Tavares as well. What about our under 18s? Early Rory Whittaker stands out like a sore thumb. 16 years old. Defender, right hand side. Yeah, if he can definitely work on them. But 5 years, will that be enough time for him to develop? Probably not, unfortunately. So overall, not a bad squad. And a couple of youth players that we could potentially bring in. But we'll see how that goes. But 5 seasons to try and get them competing at the top of the table and getting them into Europe of sorts. It's going to be a task and a half. So tactic wise, we are going with their preferred formation for this first season to see how it goes, and we can decide what's going to happen afterwards. But we are locking one particular player in, and that is Bowie, the young 21-year-old on the right hand side as an inverted winger on attack. And he can also play as a striker, which I'm very tempted to push him up to in the end. But he just needs to improve a few of his stats. But while we've got one on loan, we might as well use him to try and at least one stay up and get a good position. So we want to do better than what they are doing in real life. But Kieran Bowie, I think he'll do a job for us, and hopefully his stats will go up at the same time. If we pick our best 11, we end up like this. Boyle comes in on the right hand side. We've got Yuan. The chap up front I cannot for the life of me pronounce. I think we used his middle name last time. I'm not sure. Levitt. We've got Newell. Amos in the midfield. We've got Cadden, Epiketita, Iredale and Miller with Bursik in goal. Some of these players will not be with us next season, like our forward and goalkeeper. So we want to try and get as much money as we can to at least bring in the goalkeeper, because he could be our end game goalkeeper, that's for sure. So depending how well we do, but yeah, we've got a lot of players that are probably ending the top end of the 20s, early 30s, like Boyle and Newell. I think Newell's 31 as well. He is, yeah. So I'll be looking to replace them at some point. Forward already scoring 5 goals this season, and Newell's already got 3. That's pretty decent. That's really, really good. So, yeah, we'll go with it this season, and then we can make our minds up who we're keeping and who we're not. It hasn't gone all our way. We did start off with a fantastic 3-1 victory over Kilmarnock. We did lose to Celtic. We lost to Hearts in the Viaplay after getting to the second round, winning all our games in the group stage. Dundee United, we drew, and Ross County, we drew as well. Disappointed about them results. We did have a player sent off in the Dundee United game, and we needed Mikola to score an equaliser with 10 minutes to go, and Ross County, we did go ahead by Mikola after 10 minutes and we just couldn't hold on. So yeah, disappointed in that respect, but nothing else to play for. We've only got the Scottish Cup and the league, so hopefully the lads can concentrate and get some good results, and hopefully we'll finish in the top half and gain a little bit more money just so we can bring in this goalkeeper, because otherwise we're going to be kind of stuffed a little bit. We are lying in 4th position, a win, 2 draws and a loss, so we're not that bad. But we are 5 points off Celtic already, who are unbeaten. Rangers, wow, they've only played 3 games, but they've lost 1 to Dundee. They did draw with Hearts on Ross County. We drew with Ross County, and I think we drew 0-0, 1-1. So we did better than they did. We didn't concede as many. So hopefully we'll stay ahead of Rangers, because that's a really good start, 3 points. Scottish Cup hasn't been drawn yet, and like I said, we are out of the Viaplay. So if we have a look at our predictions for this season, 5th. I'll take that for the time being. So let's move into our first season and see if we can produce the goods that they're not doing in real life. Well, the first season's over, and we have managed to get ourselves into a 4th position European spot as well, which is absolutely phenomenal stuff, and part of the challenges we wanted to get in the first season is the top half finish and, if possible, a European spot, and we've done that and more. 4th position, 59 points. We're some way off the leaders. In fact, that's massive, 42 points behind Celtic, who only lost 1 game, and they finished an incredible 23 points ahead of Rangers. For ourselves to finish 4th, I'm really happy with that. We do get to the quarter-finals of the Scottish Cup, only losing to Celtic in the end, 3-0. Hearts really had a good season, didn't they? 5-0 winners over St Johnstone there, and the winners St Mirren beating Celtic in the final. Goodness me. Let's have a look at some of our players and how well did they do. Wow, does seem that we are missing a few players, and in fact I think we lost our guys on loan. Finished early, 'cause I'm guessing they finished at the end of May as we've moved forward to the 5th of June. So we did lose our loanees, which is a real shame. Mikola, how did he do for us, really? 10 goals, so he really didn't do that well. That's quite disappointing. And our goalkeeper, how well did he do? I mean, he is up to £4 million. I do really want to bring him back to the club, because I do think he was quite pivotal for us. 39 goals conceded in 36. That's pretty good. 12 clean sheets. That's quite impressive as well. But if we go back to our squad, 11 goals for Bowie, 11-11. I think he will have won his place quite easy. Boyle, did he get some game time? Only off the bench. Still 3 goals though. That's quite impressive. We could offload him, get some money in as well. Some of our players are coming back off loan, including Allen. 14 assists overall for the guys on loan. 1 goal in 4 starts there, but we have got some pretty good players still here, and a couple of players aging a little bit. If we can get a couple of million for them, that will be superb. But overall, I'm quite impressed. And Jordan Smith, he did get some game time towards the end. Is he our only other goalkeeper? He is. So going into next season, finances, well, we have been given £4 million around about, so hopefully we can make that up with have a look at selling some clauses, see if we can both bolster that up. And we have got 100% of the transfer revenue as well. Sell a couple of players and increase that up that way too. Before we get into this summer's transfers, if you're enjoying this video and you're liking the content, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and if you haven't done so already. So right back to the transfers, and we did spend £6.75 million. You're probably wondering where that's come from, and if I just quickly show you, if you go up to the clauses in the transfers bit, you have options here to cash in, and that's exactly what I did. I think I found an additional £2.5 nearly £3 million to cash in. So all you do is you click on where it says a pound sign on there, and it'll tell you whether you can cash in, and that goes directly into your transfer budget. Straight off, we did lose a lot of players through loans and a couple of players not signing contracts, but we do lose also Hollett. He's gone to Pacific FC on a free, and Kenner as well out of the youth reserves, I think, to Chesterfield. That is the only other players that went, but we did manage to spend, like I say, £6.75 million. And these are the players that we brought in. A free transfer, Harrison Ashby, a wing back, some depth into the squad. He's Scottish as well, which is an added bonus, and only 23 years old. And on a free, he's worth up to 1.6 million, so that we could cash in and bring some more money in. We also spent £5 million on Josh Griffiths, a goalkeeper, I believe. We needed another one. We had no goalkeepers in our squad apart from one, and he wasn't very good though, to be fair. And he looks pretty okay. 23 years old. He's English, but he definitely can do a job for us this season. 6'5" as well. Wow. We're also bringing a striker from Chelsea, £500,000. Ronnie Stutter. Looks decent. Very quick. He's one of the better strikers that we have now got at the club. 13 finishing, stats are going up, 5'8". He's reasonably quick as well. Acceleration, wow, that is very fast actually. Moves into channels and likes to try and beat the offside trap. So if he can do that, he's definitely on the way to be leading goal scorer this season. On a free, we bring in Ed Turns, 22 years old, another wing back. I think from the left hand side maybe, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, left hand side defender. Again, more depth into the squad, and he's Welsh as well, so having a variety of UK players here. And finally, we bring in Harvey White from Stevenage, £1.2 million for the lad. He looks pretty good. 3.5 star, 4-star potential. Can't really grumble. He fits straight into the midfield. So tactically, we're setting up as we did before. We're just going to lock in Stutter, and if we pick our best 11, he does remain in the top, but I want to make sure he does play all of the games. Boyle still comes in. He is now 32, I think. Yeah, so he's taking the place over Davis, which I might lock in myself actually on that position. He did really well last season, but I think we're going to let him fight it out between themselves. Could be Boyle's final season here at the club. We've got Aldale at the back. Ashby comes straight into the right back position. White is in the midfield. It's been a mixed bag really, including the friendlies, but we did play this friendly cup zone final. We lost to Manchester United 2-0, which isn't a bad result to be fair, but we did win the third playoff 4-0. Then we started our campaign. But first, the Europa Conference League qualifying. We beat HJK 6-2 away from home and drew 1-1 at home. Then we beat Victoria Pleasant 7-1 at home, and then lost 3-0 away from home, which did see us into the Conference League stage, of which we play Rapid Vienna, Rakov, Hajduk Split, Viking, Punic, and Lazio. What Lazio doing there? And in the league, we beat Aberdeen 1-0. What a great result that is. Vente, 87-minute goal. He's come off loan, so he's back with the first team. Dunfermline, we smashed 4-1. And then we lost to them in the Viaplay Cup second round on penalties. Very disappointed with that one. We drew with Celtic, which again is another fantastic result. And then we lost to Dundee at home. Very disappointed despite getting a goal back, and then losing out again on penalties. But we are sitting third in the table on 7 points, 3 points behind the leader St Johnstone. Rangers are up there this time as well, and Celtic are behind us, so hopefully that will remain. And we are predicted round about 21st in the Europa Conference. That will be a competition I would look to win, but with the likes of Spurs, Monaco, even St Mirren are in there, Lazio, it's going to be a tough ask, I feel. And we enter the fourth round of the Scottish Cup. So let's delve into our second season and let's see what the lads can produce. It's another top four finish, fourth position yet again. This time we do enter the Europa League. I think it was a Conference League last season. So yeah, very odd how we got that. I think it might have been St Mirren having won the Scottish Cup, possibly. I don't know, but that did land us last year into the Conference League. But next year we have got Europa League qualifying at least anyway. But 11 games lost this season, not a bad shout. 42 goals conceded, thanks to the goalkeeper, but a very poor finish towards the end of the season yet again, with Celtic running away with it, 12 points ahead of Rangers. But we have closed the gap a little bit on the top teams. It's not as bad as it was, I don't think. Griffiths though does get the most clean sheets. He does win the Golden Glove for the season though, so that certainly has helped us this season, that's for sure. Celtic are just on a rampage at the moment. Competitions, well, we didn't win anything. The Europa Conference League, we got knocked out by Olympiacos in the round of 16 on penalties. Wow, that was so close. Did they go and win it? No, it was Lazio Spurs in the final, of Lazio taking it. In the league phase though, we did finish 5th though, so that's pretty impressive considering we were predicted down here somewhere. But 5th and unbeaten. We drew with Lazio and Rakov, and we beat Punic, Viking, Hajduk and Rapid as well. Only conceded 1 goal. So 2 goals conceded overall. That's even more impressive, I think. Scottish Cup, we got knocked out by St Mirren. 1-0 at home. Again, another disappointing result there. And it was Celtic that take it from Hearts. And confirmation of the Viaplay, we got knocked out in the second round. So going on to the squad. 24 goals for Stutter, which is pretty decent for the 21-year-old. He can only improve some more. Johan, he's 27, 14 and 7. That's pretty decent as well. So 2 players getting at double digits. That's quite impressive. Assist-wise, Levitt with 11 assists, 8 for White. Bowie comes in with 7. He did play 28 games. Boyle, 21 games, 6 and 7. So between the pair of them, they didn't do too bad on that right-hand side. Griffiths, our goalkeeper. 51 conceded and 50. I'm really happy with that. That's pretty good. I do believe he will be our end game goalkeeper though, by the way. So going on to next season, we've been given £7 million. And let's just have a look, see if we have got anything in the clauses. So here's what I was saying. If there's a pound shown, then we could potentially cash in or buy out. So if it's on transfers out, there is a sell-on clause. I think they're for transfers in, I think. So if we do sell him, we have to pay 50% of the next transfer. But if we can buy the clause, so we don't owe anything, which will cost us 330,000. But if it was on the ins, we would be able to cash in. But there's nothing for this season, so we are pretty much stuck with the 7 million unless we sell anybody, and we have got 100% of that transfer revenue anyway, so that's pretty decent as well. One thing we didn't have a look at was any debts, of which they haven't got any, so that's pretty good as well. We did manage to offload a few players in the window, with a lot of older ones going even for cash. 5,500 for Obiter. I mean, it's just a daylight robbery. 15 grand for Del Ferrari. Again, daylight robbery. Only Newell's gone for 250,000. Ball's gone to Sydney FC out on loan. But apart from that, our players just are not worth anything. However, we did manage to spend 5.5 million in total. The first one being Kumetio from Dundee, actually £3.5 million. Centre back, looks very, very decent indeed. Only 23 years old, plays in the centre. Got great jumping reach, physicals don't look too bad, with a great heading ability as well, good determination and anticipation. So hopefully, fingers crossed, he will come good for us and remain in the back line for the remainder of this rebuild. And lastly, we bring in a left back, Janssen from Roda JC Kurade. £2 million. He looks decent as well, actually. Very, very good prospect. Got good pace and acceleration on him. First touch is fantastic. He can even cross the ball as well, so hopefully he'll be up and down that line come what may. But yeah, I'm looking for a little bit more from our wing backs, and he can play inverted wing back as well, which we're going to give it a go this season. So we've changed it up slightly. We've gone with 2 DMs now, one up from the normal one that I like to play, with just a couple of role changes. But if we pick our best 11, we have locked in Jensen on that left hand side because Miller comes in instead. But apart from that, looks pretty decent. Looks really nice. Stutter, Johan and Boyle, he's not at the club, so I don't know why it keeps picking him, because it's actually going to be Bowie. He's going to come into that position. Still got bags of potential in him. I'm just hoping he's going to reach it at some point. If not, then we are going to have to look at a right winger to carry this team forward. We started off okay. We lost in this friendly cup final. We lost to Cologne 3-2. Craiova in the Europa League playoff rounds or qualifying rounds, we beat them 6-2 over the 2 legs. Then we played Kiev. We lost the first leg 4-1 at home. We actually got stuffed, but then we stuffed them at their place 5-1 to progress to the playoffs, and we beat Derry at home 5-4, but absolutely got spanked away from home 3-1. So we're out of the Europa League. So that in itself was disappointing, but we do go into the Conference League, which we'll have another bash at again. But the league, we beat Dunfermline 1-0. Rangers 3-1, which was a really good result. We beat Motherwell 3-0 in the Viaplay, 3-2 against Ross County in the league, but we did lose to Dundee. We seem to lose to Dundee quite a lot in the league, so that has to change at some point. And we've got Aberdeen in the quarterfinals of the Viaplay Cup, so hopefully we'll go a little bit further in there as well. We are lying third in the table, 3 wins from 4, which is probably our best start to a season so far. Celtic and Rangers take the top 2 spaces, and we are predicted to finish 7th in the Conference League table. Confirmation of the Aberdeen draw and the Scottish Cup hasn't been drawn yet as we enter the 4th round. So let's get on with season 3, and let's hopefully, fingers crossed, have a better season. Well, we've had a better season this season. We finished a remarkable 3rd position, not far off behind the top 2. Less than 30 points in it this time around. This is phenomenal stuff. This is a lot better than the last couple of seasons, that's for sure. We only lose 11 games this season, but we win 21, and we finish even better, 13 points ahead of 4th place Hearts. Wow, that is very good indeed. We're definitely going in the right direction, and it's a massive improvement from last season. Unfortunately, we have nobody in the top 3 for anything apart from Bowie, who picks up 8 yellow cards. Competitions, so we were out of the Europa League, as we saw by Derry. The Europa Conference, we will get as far as the quarter-finals, losing to Real San Sebastian 3-1 after taking the second leg 1-1. So away leg cost us, but if we have a look at the league phase, we did finish in 13th position, which isn't bad at all. 3 wins. We only played 6 games though, so 3 wins without conceding, 2 draws, and we lost to TSC. I'm not sure who they are. There you go. Can't pronounce it, but yeah, I'm not sure where they are from. But Leverkusen 6 for 6. Real San Sebastian unbeaten as well, together with Villa and Transpor as well. Belgrade, they were unbeaten and they finished all the way down there as well. The knockout round, we played Karabag. We beat them 5-0 over the 2 legs. A good thrashing there. Round of 16, we beat Transpor 6-2. 3-1 in the second leg as well. So 2 3-1s there. Then obviously the quarterfinals. But the final, Real San Sebastian take it from AZ. So well done to them. They probably remained unbeaten right through the whole lot. The vibe play we get as far as the quarterfinals, being beaten comprehensively by Aberdeen 5-2, with Celtic and Rangers also going through. The final being won by Aberdeen by Dunfermline. So Celtic and Rangers both lost in the semis. Wow. That is remarkable. And the Scottish Cup, we lost to Celtic in the quarters 4-2. So we're not getting any better in the cup competitions, that's for sure. But it was Celtic who take that title as well. 26 goals for Stutter, turning into a pretty good player now. 22 years old, 3 assists, 16 and 9 for Johan. 16 and 15 for Levitt, 13 and 6 for Vente, and Bowie 12 and 11. Much better. 10 assists for Cadden. I mean, they are a lot better stats, and 12 for Ashby from right back, I'm guessing. That's pretty good. We did concede an awful lot of goals. Griffiths conceding 75, but we did play an awful lot of games though. So going into next season, ooh, £9.5 million. Very nice. And that has to do something with getting quite far in the cup competitions, especially in Europe. So if we did that in the Europa League and maybe eventually get to the Champions League, crikey, we'd have a lot of money. Our budget is another 30 grand a week in wages as well. So that's going to help us no end. So we'll begin with the transfers in, because to be perfectly honest, we only lost our 3rd choice goalkeeper for about 17 grand to Doncaster. And we lost to Iredale as well, a centre-back who's gone to Dundee United out on loan. We just wanted offload, and they're in the 30s. They're not going to get any game time. So, starting with our ins. The first one was Thomas Galvez from Man City. £1.2 million for the 22-year-old, which I'm quite surprised to let go, to be perfectly honest. But I'm not complaining. Looks a wonderful wing-back for us. In fact, I think we're playing inverted wing-backs on both sides, actually. We're going to try something different for a change. I know we had one inverted, but he's going to be playing on the left-hand side. He takes over Miller's place, and with that potential and them sort of stats, decision-making 18, that's going to be pretty handy. He's got good stamina. He's not the quickest, but he can cross the ball though. Next up is Michael Alakabi, a free transfer. Who would say no to a free transfer like this? He's a winger. He's going to replace Bowie on that right hand side. I did say he wasn't developing as quick or as well, to be perfectly honest, and we just needed somebody with a little bit more oomph and just probably better stats. I think they may be about the same, but he's 23 years old. Very good potential. It looks like he's reached it already, but even so, determination. He's got pace and acceleration, which is going to be fantastic for us. Again, another one that can cross the ball. So let's get him whipped in for our strikers up front. Next up is Ruan from PTM for £1.5 million. 22-year-old left winger. We're going to have our left winger, which is Yuan, I think it was. He's going to go up top because it was a major shift in movement in our striker position, which I'll tell you in just a second. But with dribbling skill skills, acceleration and pace. His physicals look really good as well. He's got good vision. Off the ball is pretty nice. So yeah, he's going to be quite handy for us, I feel. Next up is Lemay Bagard, another free transfer, 23 years old, a defensive midfielder. I felt like we just needed more depth there, and if we could get better players, which I think we have, they can play there instead. Dictates the tempo and likes the ball played into his feet, which is pretty good, because I'm assuming his technique's quite good. Well, it's not too bad. Work rate's okay. Next up is Finlay McAllister. Forgive me for thinking he was Scottish. He's not. From Manchester United. Again, another great midfielder. We're going to be locking this young lad in because he's got oodles of potential, and I just want to unlock all of it. His physicals look amazing. Very, very good indeed. Work rate's kind of up there as well with aggression too. So hopefully they'll all increase as they are doing at the moment. And he's only 21, like I say. And finally, we're bringing Kieran Offord from St Mirren, £1.8 million. Yeah, we've taken off one of our rivals, so hopefully they shouldn't cause us any problems this season. So he's going to be one of our strikers. So we've got two up front, including Yuan. So it's going to be a battle between them two, I feel, or Yuan might go down to the left-hand side, but we'll see what happens. But at the moment, Yuan's our best striker. Offord's going to come in. I just felt like we just needed another backup striker, and what better striker to take off than from our rivals. And towards the end of last season, we did bring in Stephen Welsh on a free transfer. Looks really superb. A third centre-back with them sort of stats and their potential as well. I can't wait to see what he can do as well. He runs with the ball through the centre. He dives into tackles though, which isn't the best of things, but he is brave about it, and decision making's probably not his best, I'm guessing. 11, maybe not the best of things, but yeah, overall stats-wise, it's quite pleasing. And Ronnie Stutter, he's gone to Burnley. That was the striker situation I was telling you about. £7.25 million. They activated his release clause. So really, really disappointed. Has he started for them? 3 games. That's not too bad. But he hasn't scored yet. He should have stayed where he was. Quite consistent, but I think I probably was going to be looking for another striker anyway, because I need someone to be hitting 20 goals if we're going to stand a chance of pushing into the top 2. We've already locked in McAllister. If we pick our best 11, Yuan goes up top, Ruan on the left, Levitt, Ola, Kigby. We go Bogard, White comes in. Obviously, we're going to put McAllister in there. So there's Galvez, Kumetio, Welsh, Ashby and Griffiths. Results-wise, I'd say it's our best start to any season so far. We've only lost 1 friendly, and that was bizarrely to Lincoln. We did begin our league campaign against Aberdeen, beat them 3-2. We drew with Ross County. We beat Dundee for a change. We drew with Rangers, which is a fantastic result. And we beat Queen's Park 3-0. The Europa League, I'm happy to say we have reached the league phase after beating Midtjylland 2-1 and 4-3. And we're through to the next round of the Viaplay after beating Livingston 4-1, and we got Dundee in the home tie in the quarterfinals, so I'm hoping to go through there. The Europa League, we have been drawn against Lyon, Wolfsburg, Sofia, Porto, Karabag, Pamplona, Storm Graz and San Sebastian as well. But current line in second position, 3 wins and 2 draws. I'll take that any day of the week. 11 points, 4 behind Celtic. Rangers are all the way down in 8th, having only just played 3 games. The Europa League, we are predicted to finish, ouch, 35th. I don't think so. Although we will have to go up against at some point Juventus or Roma, Sporting. Yeah, it's quite a tough Europa League. So if we get out of the group stage, I'll be happy. Just want to get up a few rounds, gain that extra experience and money as well. So let's jump into our 4th season. And hopefully with these new signings can bring us a little bit of silverware. Fingers crossed. Well, it's another cracking season. We are really struggling to get into the top 2 to split these guys up. But we have closed the gap on Rangers though in 2nd place. We finished 3rd, 8 points behind Rangers. Last season it was 17 points. So we definitely closed the gap there, and we've improved no end. We scored 79 goals in fact. That is actually the 2nd best in the league, 2nd highest. And we only conceded 40, which is the 3rd least in the league. So overall, a very, very satisfying season on that front. And we have Europa League next season once again. Levitt gets 18 assists this season. Wow, that's amazing. That must be well, I'm going to say it now, that should be a record. Ashby He does get some game time with 8 yellow cards, but apart from that, we don't really feature anywhere else with Celtic really dominating, to be honest. But we do get to the Scottish Cup final. We beat Celtic after extra time with our centre-back coming up trumps. Kumetio scores the winner in the 116th minute to beat Celtic. I mean, it's a pretty close call possession-wise. We only have 32%. I mean, that is pretty dominant from Celtic. 79 pass completion. That is really bad. XG, we did win on that front. 4 out of our 16 on target. Celtic, on the other hand, 5 more, but only 2 more on target. So, yeah, on that front, I think we deserve to win. But XG, though, should be 2-2 or 2-3. Either way, we were lucky on this one, but who cares? We come away with a trophy. Levitt again, he gets a highest rated player in the competition and 3 assists, joint top. Griffiths most clean sheets as well in the competition as well. So he kept one in the final as well. I mean, that's brilliant. And that, I mean, how long is it since we won the last one? 2015-16 season. So quite a while. 10 years, 11 years, but we have broken up everybody else. St Mirren did, so Celtic will have to go on to win it another 2 times after us if we don't retain it. The Via play, we get knocked out by Celtic on penalties. Wow, 1-1. Rangers go on to beat Partick, and in the final, it was Celtic that go and win it. So we stopped them getting the treble. And the Europa League, we got knocked out in the round of 16 by Stuttgart. 5-3. We did lose the first leg 4-2, but yeah, quite close, but yeah, just not enough. Rangers go through as well. Celtic in here, maybe they were in the Champions League possibly. But if we look at the league phase, we did finish in 16th position with 4 wins, so that's quite a lot of money there. Sturm Graz, Pamplona, Karabag, Sofia. We drew with Lyon, but lost to San Sebastian, Porto and Wolfsburg, all by 2-0 as well. And 2 of them were at home. The playoff round, we did smash FC20 though. 7-2, thanks to a 6-1 victory in the second leg. That's a pretty good result. The eventual winners, Juventus over Marseille, 1-0. I mean, I've got to be happy with that. A 3rd place finish, semi-final, a Scottish Cup win, and progression through the group stages in the Europa League. That's pretty good. It's something definitely to build on for the final season as well. Our squad, let's have a look. So our player we locked in, McAllister. Has he grown at all? 5 and 6. He did play 39 games. And if we have a look at his development, I mean, some stats have gone up, I guess. Long throws have gone up by 1. That's about it. But a few arrows going up and a few going down as well. So maybe he might not be the saviour in the midfield. But we'll give it another season. Unless there is somebody better to try and get us to progress. But 21 and 8 for Johan. Did he play up front? He might play on the left. 16 and 28 for Levitt. Flipping heck. Where did that come from? My word, that is amazing. 28 assists. Now I'm throwing that out there. That will be a record, I think, in any team. 15 and 2 for Offord. So he did get some game time scoring 15. So he did take it off at St Mirren. Our centre-back scored 13 goals. Wow. And our right winger, 11-11. 9-11 for Rowan as well. 9-9 for Ashby. I mean, everybody doing their part. Bogard as well, 9 assists there. And our goalkeeper, Griffiths, he's doing quite well actually. He's only 26. 69 conceded with 15. I think we'll stick with the goalkeeper. We have got Johnson as well. He's worth 7.5 million as well. Excellent stuff. But I don't think getting a new goalkeeper will really help at this point. But we definitely got some very, very good players in the side. So next season, going into the final one, what have they given us? Wow, £13 million. That's pretty good. And we've got an extra £11,000 a week in wages. So it's now deciding where we need to improve. So for the final time, let's go with the outs first. We lose our best DM, Lamar Bogard. He's gone to Espanyol. They activated his release clause. I cannot believe I missed the release clause. 7.75 million. Absolutely unbelievable. He was really, really good for us. Lewis goes to Orlando for 2.7. And Vente goes to Sittard for 30.5 thousand. Hora's also gone. He's gone to Dundee. Cadden's also gone. Amos has gone out on loan. Actually, he's gone to Motherwell. So we did lose quite a few players, but I'm still stunned by Bogard. I just can't believe it. We managed to find ourselves a decent DM, and he's proven to be very, very hard to replace. So with the players we brought in, first off we got Lennon Miller from Motherwell, 7.5 million. He was our replacement for Bogard in the DM position. He looks fantastic actually, to be perfectly honest. 22 years old and he's Scottish, so always an added bonus. Good determination, work rate and anticipation as well. So hopefully that'll stand good for him being in midfield if he gets some game time, but a very good backup to have nonetheless. Next up is Keiki from Almeria, £6.25 million centre back. Do like to have a centre back. I can't see a fault with our front line at all, and I kind of really struggled to where to put the money, and we just couldn't afford the wages of some of the players I wanted to bring in. And yeah, this is where we're at. He's Brazilian, he's 24 years old, arguably our best centre back at the moment. From Liverpool, £1.3 million. We bring in Trey Nyoni. Just took a punt on him really. Central midfielder, again, one for the future. He's only 21. He's got good technique skills as well. Off the ball is fantastic with decision making and natural fitness, so he's going to be running around all day long. But again, it's going to be a case of, is he going to get the game time? But another good player to have as a backup. Finally, we bring in Conchalo Estevez from Mallorca for £2 million. Very cheap actually. A wing back on the right hand side. I'm not sure if he's actually going to go straight into the first team or not. I'm sure he will do. He's very, very pacey and quick. Determination is up there as well. And crossing is not too bad, but other than that, he's only got the jumping reach that he's got a problem with, really, I think. But apart from that, all the other stats aren't too bad. So we're sticking with the formation as it was. McAllister's still being locked in because he's got the highest potential, but and he comes straight into the side anyway. Keiki comes straight in. Estevez on the right hand side, and we have a new forward in Offord up front with Johan going on the left hand side. Offord's from St Mirren, I think. 15 finishing. We can't argue with that. It was stamina. 17 pace and acceleration, pretty good. Did he get in a game time last season? He did play 26 games actually, scoring 7, so hopefully he'll do a job for us this season with Johan on that left hand side. But other than that, the side isn't too bad, and I think it's quite good, at least ready to challenge the top 2 again. And it's gone okay. We've just lost one game in the friendlies, and that was against Fulham actually. We did draw with Everton, which was a good result. The Premiership, we started with the 1-0 win over Kilmarnock. Ross County, we win 4-0. We did beat Dundee United as well. We lost to Rangers, disappointingly, but we did bounce back with a win over Motherwell. The Viaplay, we beat Falkirk 3-1 in the second round, of whom we got now Kilmarnock in the quarterfinals. And the Europa League, we have back in it after beating KGHM 3-0 away and losing 2-1 at home, which we must have pulled a second team out or something. But the Europa League, we have been drawn against Rennes, Leverkusen, Rapid, Maccabi Tel Aviv, Besiktas, Manchester United, Sturm Graz and Swift Esperance. I'm expecting to go through. We are currently in second place in the table, 1 point behind Celtic, so we've got even a better start than we did last season even, and we are 5 points ahead of Rangers despite losing to them as well. Rangers have lost 2 games already, Aberdeen and Dunfermline, but they have beaten us, so that is a shame. But yeah, 5 points the gap already. We are predicted in the Europa League out the qualifying 30th position, so we'll obviously prove them wrong again, and confirmation of Kilmarnock in the next round. So let's jump into our final season. Let's see if we can add to the Scottish Cup and bring home another trophy, and let's see if we can maintain a second place finish and keep tabs with Celtic. Season 5 doesn't start with all surprises at all, does it? It's another fantastic season, and we have done what we have challenged ourselves to do, to split the top 2 up as Celtic and Rangers and giving ourselves a chance of competing with the best. We've definitely done the what the board wanted as being the best of the rest. We've done more than that, I feel, and it looks like we've got UCL champions for the season at 6 as well, but unfortunately we will not be seeing that as it's only a 5-year rebuild. But however, we only lose 8 games, 75 goals scored, a fantastic goal difference, and we only finish 11 points off Celtic, but we finished 4 points ahead of Rangers though. That is absolutely fantastic stuff. I would have loved to have done more, but the money just wasn't there to get players I really wanted. Salaries did play a large part in that as well. And for the first time we have Offord, who wins the Golden Boot with Banza of Celtic, 19 goals. So the St Mirren forward who we brought in last season finally wins his place and does wonders this season. But we do get our own back on Celtic as we beat them in the Viaplay Cup final. What a goal by Celtic there, Garcia. Wow. That's a thunderstruck. 3-2 after extra time. Another trophy into the cabinet as we storm forward and offered there with a goal. But to beat Celtic in any way, shape or form is one hell of a mammoth task, whichever way you look at it. But we do take a 2-1 lead there. White netting in from a distance as well before Celtic do come back in extra time with a a good goal there. Anthony, is that not the Anthony? Surely. But we do win it in the couple of minutes later. Fantastic goal by Naomi, giving us that victory and that trophy. And as you can see, we did have more of the possession. So it's a massive improvement the last time we played them, where we just did not have any possession. Anthony, I just want to double check it. Is it the... It is the ex-Manchester United player. Who did... They bought him for 16.75. What? Wow, what a loss. He hardly played. 6 goals in 27 games, 7 assists. And ended up being the leading goal scorer as well in the competition. And we do play Celtic again in the Scottish Cup final. And this time we absolutely smashed them. There's no closeness in this game at all. We absolutely run riot. 5-0. I can't believe that's a fantastic score. Either way you look at it, no matter who's in the final. But Celtic to lose by that much, we've stopped them getting the treble, boys and girls. It would have been a glorious domestic treble for them, but we've stopped them. We've got a cup double. Wow. With a finish goal as well right at the very end by our centre back. But 5-0, 52% possession. So we beat them on possession once again, beat them on XG. We just had the better of them. They had 5 shots on goal, we had 7 and we scored 5, and every single player hitting 7 and above, which is fantastic. Bowie even getting a couple of goals in the final with Offord and Ioane as well, and Levitt, our front guys up top. And actually Levy got an assist, and it is Kumetio, our centre back. He's absolutely phenomenal, this guy is, he really is. And we make it 3 finals in a season as we get to the Europa League, but unfortunately this time round it's one final too many. 3-1 loss to Lazio. Despite getting a goal back to make it 2-1, we do run out of steam, with Lazio netting in the 83rd minute just to kill the game off. Some great goals there. But Offord does get leading goal scorer in the competition. That's wild. If we go by the league phase first, we do finish in 8th. So we're straight to the round of 16. Only losing 2 games in the end. We do beat Swift, Sturm Graz, Tel Aviv, Rapid and Rennes. We did draw with Manchester United. That's a good result, actually. Besiktas and Leverkusen we do lose to, but that doesn't matter. We finish ahead of Manchester United, actually. Frankfurt go unbeaten, same with PSV. So the round of 16, we played Besiktas and absolutely thrashed them 11-4. Quarterfinals, we played Fiorentina, beat them 3-2. Semis, we beat Frankfurt 3-2. So the team that was unbeaten, we beat them 3-1 in the second leg despite having a 1-goal deficit, and then final is history. That's unfortunate. I am disappointed, but we got to a final of a European competition. That's insane. Because of that fantastic run in all competitions, I think we've played every single game of the season. 59 games played from Offord, 40 goals scored. Wow. Levitt, why is he not a 5-star player? I don't understand. But 28 years old now, 25 and 29. His best position's cam. That is crazy. That is what, 54 goal contributions. He's only worth 10.5. That's crazy. Ioane gets 13 and 16. 13 for Billy Kumetio, our centre back. 13 goals from centre back. That's mad. Alistair, 10 and 9. He's looking pretty good now as well. If we have a quick look at his development, let's see how well he has developed. So some stats have gone up by 2. I mean, they are looking pretty okay. His physical's starting to look really, really nice now. And he's only 22 years old as well, which is crazy as well. Bowie did get some game time, 8 and 5. That's pretty good. I had a lot of hope for him at the beginning. Very disappointed to see how he's just fallen off. So let's have a look. I mean, some of the stats, yeah, it's just up and down, isn't it? It's not brilliant. So yeah, disappointed in him in the end, but he still gets some game time, still up there. We have a lot of other players that scoring goals as well. 10 assists there for Uwan, 11 for Estevez, our centre back. And what about our other centre back? Galvez, only 5 assists. And our goalkeeper Griffiths, I mean, bear in mind he's only 27, 65 conceding 63. That's pretty good because he's played every game. 23 clean sheets. Oh, there was one game that Murray Johnson played and he did get a clean sheet in that as well. So he had some high potential also. That is really, really good. Some really good stats here as well. Financially, pretty solid. £38 million in the bank, 16 for the transfer. There is no debts. Have they got extra sponsorship? It's okay, probably what, 5 million in total maybe. So the club vision, let's have a quick look. So the board are, to summarise, the board are very pleased with your overall leadership of the team. You think we got you to 3 finals, winning 2 of them. Notable criticism, concerned about the 3-1 Europa League final defeat against Lazio. Seriously? And the 4-3 loss to Celtic. Goodness me. We do add to the Scottish Cup with 2 more. 2 on the Baz and the Viaplay as well. So I'm quite happy with that. 3 trophies in the last couple of the seasons, which is really good. And as always, let's have a quick look at the records, see if we did break any. Well, it doesn't appear that we've done anything as regards to league positions. Anything there? Oh, 503,000 against FC Twente in the Europa League knockout stage. There's the highest gate receipts we had. Levitt gets the most highest rated player in this season, 7.29. Most assists, Dylan Levitt as well, 29. Griffiths most clean sheets. Levitt again most player of the match awards. He's been our most consistent player and probably the one player that has gone up quite a bit, I feel. And any sequences, most matches won in a row, 13. That's pretty good. Biggest wins, nothing like that. Transfer wise was just the one for Bogard to Espanyol for 7.25 and Lennon Miller 7.5 million from Motherwell in the same season as well. But I'm going to let you Hibs fans enjoy these numbers for the trophies. They have increased a little bit. If you did enjoy that, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't done so already. And until the next rebuild, thank you very much for watching. Thank you.